Good morning and welcome to our yoga practice. Good morning. We have a few minutes before we get going today, probably like 2 or so. So a nice amount of time to roll out your mat and join me for our practice. So as you set out your mat, you can use this time, just begin quieting the mind, start to center. You can invite in gentle movements if you like. To make sure you have what you need around you if there are things you'd like to incorporate into your practice, or if there are things that like to incorporate themselves into your practice. Baby girl, you can't stay there the whole time. We're just coming onto our mat. We're finding our spot. We probably have another minute or so to go. Getting settled in. Making our space. We are going to begin in a seated posture today if you wanted to head that way. So we're getting closer. So a few seconds left as we're coming to the mat. We're settling in. We're finding our space. Finding that comfortable seated spot. So much for clean pants. All right, we are almost at time. Thank you, baby girl. There we go. All right, so find that comfortable seated spot, whatever that is for you today. Kind of settling in, letting the sit bones root down, finding a comfy spot for the legs that could be tucked in, that could be stacked, legs out. You could even kneel if you wanted to. And we just settle in. Let the arms rest where they may. That might be on the knees, in the lap, at your side. Finding what works for your body this morning. And maybe you close the eyes or soften the gaze here. And really start to check in. Notice the energy, bless you. Notice the energy of the body. Notice those places of strength, those places in need of support, those in-between spots. No judgment, just taking it in, a little inventory so you can better honor your body as we move through the practice. Each day is a little different. You might have those trouble spots that are frequent flyers on the needs support list. That's all right. That's helpful. And as you focus in, begin to deepen the breath. Nice big inhales and exhales through the nose. And as you build this breath, notice how it moves through the body. That expansion of the ribs with the inhale, that little lift the body feels. And how that exhale allows you to dive a little deeper, to find a little ease. Just notice. And if you'd like to set an intention for our practice today, I welcome you to do so. Just something positive that's speaking to you. It can be a nice touchstone for the mind here on the mat. And then something you can take with you from your practice out into the world. Find a little ease in the legs and the hips as you sit. The eyes are closed, flutter them open. We'll take both arms down at our sides. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears as you sit tall. Maybe a little tuck of the chin so the crown of the head reaches up. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale, scoop the air around you. Let the arms lengthen the body. And then bring hands to heart center. Release the left hand down to the mat. Right follows. That left hand will be a nice support as we inhale the right arm up. And then exhale as we take it over, creating a nice stretch through the right side, through the ribs. Notice if you start to tense through the legs or the arms. If you do, see if that exhale can help you release them a bit. We'll inhale up. Exhale the right arm down. Inhale up the left. Keep that length as you exhale over. A little softness through the upper arm. Keeping the heart open. We'll inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up the right arm. Exhale as you take it over. You invite in a little movement this time if you like, with a little rotation forward and backward, gentle movement. Doesn't have to be anything big. And if it isn't serving you, you can stay in that side stretch. Last open, meet back at that neutral. Inhale up. Exhale the right arm down. Inhale up the left arm. Exhale as you take it over. Gentle movement. Closing the heart towards the leg a bit. And then opening it up. The gaze maybe going toward the sky. Move with the breath. Once more, and then we'll meet back at our neutral. Lift up and exhale the hand down. Both arms are resting at our side as we create little circles with the shoulders. You can start forward or backward. And gently growing them a little larger. Feel that movement through the shoulder, that connection to back body. The arms can move a bit with you here. We'll slow it down. Settle the shoulders. And then reverse direction. Start small. Grow those circles larger. Notice how they're feeling. Slow it down. Settle. The arms can rest wherever you like as we sit tall and let the left ear fall toward the left shoulder. Keeping that ease through the lower body. Lift the head to center and then opposite side. Sometimes while we're concentrating one place, the other part of the body will see an opportunity. So it's good to keep that continual check, head to toe. Back to center, chin to chest. And then draw a line with the nose all the way up toward the sky. Maybe a little lift of the heart. And back to center. We'll do our seated cat-cow. So there's a couple of options. You can do this with hands on knees as we move, or you can do it with arms open. So I'll move through both variations and you can do what serves you best. So if you're starting with hands on knees, on that inhale, we'll press the heart forward, little lift of the gaze. Exhale as we round. Gaze comes to navel. Sorry, bub. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale as you round. You're doing the arms open, nice wide arms as you press the heart forward. Exhale as you round, maybe the palms come together. And just continuing whichever variation is serving you for a few breath rounds, and you can mix it up, trying a little from one and a little from the other. Feel that full body connection. We'll take one more full round before meeting back at our neutral spine. So we'll take the legs, and if you're in that kneeling posture, you'll need to come to a seated posture. And we're going to set the right leg in front of the left, trying to keep the shins moderately parallel. The sit bones connected down. We'll sit up tall, hinge at the hips. We don't want to round the back. We want to sit tall, lead with that heart, hinge at the hips. As we walk the hands away, folding down only as far as your body wants. Check in with that right hip if right leg is in front. Try not to lift the hips too much here. A little softness in the feet and the legs. Each exhale can help you dive a little deeper. If having the legs crossed isn't serving you, it's a different stretch, but you could take a wide-legged stance here. Still get a nice fold, just working on a different part of the body. But maybe that little extra space could serve you today. And we'll walk the hands up as we lift. And then swap the legs. So if right leg was in front of left, left is now in front of right. We reset. Find that foundation. Sit tall, long spine as we fold forward. Maybe you stay with fingers tented on the mat. Maybe you go flat palms. If the hips are feeling up to it, you might end up on forearms. Gently soften into the shape. Start at the soles of the feet. Move your way up the legs. Little by little, releasing tension. Walk the hands toward the body as we lift up. And then we'll rotate over, finding a tabletop. Take the hands forward, a handprint each, so we're lengthening that stance. Spread the fingers. Start to grip the mat as you curl the toes. And then hover the knees. Just lift them a few inches off of the mat. Feel that foundation. The strength through the arms, the legs. And then lower down. Take a breath. Connect into that foundation as you lift the hips, up and back, down dog, and making any little adjustments you need to here. The hamstrings are feeling tight. A generous bend at the knees can help you find that flat back a little better. If you want to stretch out the legs a bit, you can press the heels toward the floor and then lift up onto the toes, kind of creating a little movement as we explore the shape before settling in. One more breath here. We'll create a little wave through the body as we lift the heels, shift the hips, coming into high plank. You can lower to the knees here if you like. Elbows tight to the body as we move through chaturanga to the belly. Chin to the mat, uncurl the toes, hands are under shoulders. We'll inhale up, chin and collarbone, baby cobra. Really use your back muscles here, maybe drum out the fingers. A little reminder to not put too much weight in the hands at our baby cobra. Exhale as you release. Take a breath. And put a little more weight into the hands as we inhale up, chin, collarbone, maybe a rib or two. The feet stay connected to the mat. The spine is long. Exhale as you release. Take a breath. And take the hands out wider, slightly in front of the shoulders. Out off of the mat, tent the fingers. Inhale up as you press. Maybe the arms straighten, maybe they don't. A nice variation. Gaze is forward. Gently release. Settle the chin on the mat. Bring the arms down alongside body. Pinkies touching thighs. Palms are in the mat. Create a nice base through the palms, the hips, and the chin as you inhale up the right foot. That lift may be a little, it may be a lot. And then gently exhale it down. Let the right foot settle. When right toes touch, we inhale up the left. Keep that connection to your foundation. Steady breath. Gently release. Left toes touch, right toes lift. Gently exhale down the right toes. Inhale up the left. Exhale down the left and then pause. We're going to lift both legs. You can leave the hands where they are, or if you like, you can Move them farther underneath the body, pinkies touching one another. The wrists are kind of inside the hip points. They're creating a base that you press into as you lift the legs. Strong through the body. And then exhale the legs down. The arms are under the body. Go ahead and release them. We'll bring them up under shoulders as we press back hips to heels. Child's pose. So that leg lift with the arms underneath can be a bit much for your arms. So it's nice to slowly incorporate that into your practice. Be mindful of how the body is feeling within it. Take one more breath here. Start to walk the hands toward the knees as we lift up. Rotate onto a hip and swing the legs around. Both legs are out in front of us, about hip width distance apart. As we sit tall, inhale the arms up. Exhale with that long spine into your Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. You can hold the feet or the ankles or the mat, wherever your body reaches to. Each day a little different. Give yourself a little grace. Yoga practice is much about our mind as it is about our body. On an inhale, we'll lift up. We'll slide the feet in. Sit tall. Lean back to that 45. These fingers behind knees as we start to lift the feet up. Coming to our boat pose. Strong core. You can tap the toes down anytime you need. And if you're feeling steady here, you can grow. Maybe reaching the arms out. Maybe lifting the legs. Maybe playing with that. Keeping that long spine as best you can. The core is engaged. Hoping to hold us here. And again, you can tap a toe down anytime you need. You can grow it. You can play. One more breath here. We'll gently release the feet and come all the way down onto back body. Settle the head and the shoulders. The spine is nice and long. We'll pull both knees in for that full body hug. You can lay on the back here. Taking a moment of stillness. You could rock the body a little side to side. That might feel nice on the low back. If you're rocking, slow it down. Find that stillness for a moment. Give the knees a little squeeze and then send them to 90. Left hand to right knee. Guide them across as you shift the hips and come into our supine twist. So the feet can tuck up toward the body. They could be down. You can keep a bend at the knees, or you could straighten the legs here. There's lots of variations. That right arm reaches out to a T as the right shoulder journeys toward the mat, though it may not touch it. Inviting in that rotation through the ribs and the spine. Let your exhales help you create a little space, a little softening. On your next inhale, gently rotate back. Reset the spine long on the mat. I'll lift the feet back to that 90. Right arm to left knee. Guide them over. Shift the hips if you need to stack one on top of the other. Find that rotation through the torso as you extend the left arm out. And then let the exhale take you deeper. Right arm can rest on the knees. You could extend it out as well. Keep that open heart. One more breath here. On an inhale, rotate back. Settle the spine long. Walk the heels toward the hips a bit more as we set the hands down alongside body, palms in the mat, thumbs touching hips. Setting for our bridge pose. When you're ready, lift the hips. As you come onto the shoulder shelf, maybe you walk the shoulder blades together a bit more. Maybe the hands connect underneath the body. If you're feeling pinching in the neck, gently lower down. We really want to set on the shoulder shelf here. A little tuck of the chin. Knees are in alignment with the hip points. The hands are touching. Release them to create space under the body as we gently bring the back to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Slow and steady. Nice. We'll extend the left leg long. Draw the right knee into the body. Our half wind relieving pose. You start to round here, lifting the head and shoulders. Use the exhale to release back down to keep the spine long on the mat. And as we hold here, if you'd like to take little circles or wiggles with the foot, feel free. Inviting in a little movement to that joint, to the foot. You're moving the foot. Go ahead and find stillness. Give the knee a little squeeze as we extend the right leg up toward the sky, sole of the foot, pressing up. With control, start to lower the right leg down. Right leg will settle long on the mat. And we'll draw the left knee in, the other half of our half wind relieving pose. A nice posture to help our digestion, to create space in the hips. Sometimes as we hold the leg here, we really start to tense through the arms. And if you find that to be the case, get a little easier. Just let go a bit. And that may mean that the leg journeys a little farther away from the torso, and that's all right. We want that nice balance between effort and ease. You want that movement in the left foot, feel free. Continue to breathe. Find stillness with the left foot. Give that knee a little squeeze as you extend that leg up. There can be a micro bend at the knee. Leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. With control, lower the left leg down to the mat. When left heel hits, bring the feet together. Inhale the arms overhead, nice full body stretch, reach from fingers to toes. And then on an exhale, draw both knees in toward the body. From here, you could extend back out and take a few moments for Shavasana. But if you'll be wrapping up practice with me today, we'll take peace fingers behind the knees, rock along the length of the spine, and use that momentum to bring you back to a seated posture. If you're heading to that Shavasana, really let the body settle in, arms long at the side, close the eyes, and take those few minutes for yourself. As we round out our practice time together, we'll bring hands together at heart center to seal it in. Maybe you tap back into that intention that you set for class and imagine how you take your practice with you from here out into the world. I encourage you to take those kind thoughts, kind words, and kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice this morning. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I'll see you back on the mat next Tuesday morning. Bye, y'all.